If you've been following this channel and you've been seeing my opinions before the season started, I was actually kind of high on the Canadiens. I thought they could score a little bit. They got Laine. I like Nick Suzuki. They have some players that have the making of a very good core. And they also have Cole Caulfield as well. Now, in the preseason, it was a huge shame that Paré completely obliterated Laine's knee. And honestly, I remember when that injury happened, I thought that he was out for the entire season. But this is straight up great news. Now, I know that they've had a tough season, but this is great news straight up. He is going to be traveling with the team, and he looks like he is going to be coming back very, very soon. Now, when this happened, I thought he was going to be out for good, but alas, it looks like he is going to return. And honestly, he's healed up pretty well. I mean, you got to give him credit. I thought he was done. Now, the Montreal Canadiens are last place in the Atlantic, so I'm not expecting them to get back into the thick of things. But again, one of the things that they've struggled with mightily is just scoring, right? They've been actually struggling in pretty much everything. But if you look at the goals, I think they scored only 58 or 55 goals this entire season. I'll put the information up on the screen for you guys, but they've also given up 80 goals. But again, if you don't have your number one scorer, they've just been a complete train wreck this entire season, the Montreal Canadiens. I think it's honestly a shame because I look at this team as being one of the crown jewels of the NHL. I always look at all the top six franchises, the Boston, the Rangers, Leafs. These are the Montreal Canadiens. These are the premier franchises that when they are good, their fan bases are by far the most passionate. That's not even a debate. And these are the teams that you want in the playoffs more than anything. So no matter what happens, it's a shame. But for Patrik Laine in general, just as the person, I obviously want to see a lot of success for him because he has had a tough go of it. I believe he was in the player assistance program as well. So I've just been obviously trying to cheer for him personally as a human being, right? Another player that I have really been down on as well is Kirby Dach. I thought that he was really going to really going to show that he can be a top six producer, but with only 8 points in 21 games, I just don't see it. Now, I'm just going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens a little bit here. I think that they need a trade. They need to shake up that roster. They need to shake up that locker room because what's happening here just isn't acceptable for a franchise like this. Now, hopefully, Laine can at least help right the ship, but it's just straight up. Their team just is not playing that well. It's just unacceptable. It's not just unacceptable that they're just not. Let's just say they're just not that talented or whatever. Okay, fair enough. I can deal with that, but it's the passion that they have not been playing with that's really been frustrating me more than anything. Right. I also remember the last time that they played the Maple Leafs and they were floating around like crazy because usually the Habs always bring it against the Leafs. You know what I mean? I wonder if Patrik Laine can bring a little bit of spice back in the lineup. Patrik Laine is known for saying some spicy things. I remember when the Leafs drafted Matthews several times, he was saying that he thinks he should go first overall, and he was balking and he was really confident with the way he was speaking. Now, I was still Matthews all the way, and it's turned out very good for the Maple Leafs. But I remember Patrik Laine. At the very least, can you give some spice to the Habs? Can you give their fans something to watch? Can you know what I mean? Can you give us something? You need some spice. You need to get going. You need some passion in this franchise, even a little bit. I'm hoping that can happen for the Montreal Canadiens. And listen, I'm the type of guy that I really don't like it when franchises just tank. Now I know, the Leafs straight up tanked to get Matthews, which is fair, but I just really don't like it. I really hope that they show some passion this season. Honestly, I usually love watching the Montreal Canadiens play. Like, have you ever been to the Bell Center? It's so energetic there. It's so, like, I wish, our home arena was better, but it's just not. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, I really, really want to see this franchise win. Unless they're playing against the Leafs, that is. I always cheer for essentially all the Canadian teams because I think that they carry the NHL on their back, and I think that most Canadians care about hockey even more, although there's a lot of passionate American fans out there as well. And I will say I'm going to be very interested to see what the Habs are going to be doing at the trade deadline. It's still a ways off, but with them performing like this, it is going to be very, very interesting. I do wonder if they could get a player like Aaron Ekblad he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I made a video about that, and I know I got a lot of guff for it, but honestly, I'm thinking to myself, hey, he would be a really, really good get for the Habs. They desperately need defense. Like, if I've already showed you guys the stats, they scored 80, they've gotten scored on 80 times. That's ridiculous. So it is what it is. Almost giving up an average of 4 goals per each game is just simply unacceptable for this team. So, albeit it will be true that Patrick Laine will help them offensively, and they desperately need it. If you're scoring that little and you're giving up that many goals, I'm shocked to see they've almost won any games, to be honest with you, because I think that they're giving up so many goals and they're getting scores. So hopefully Laine can give them a bit of a shot in the arm offensively, and they can improve defensively, because as we know, a lot of defense is hard work and playing the right way. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video there. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, and have a great day, guys. Goodbye.